Here we go. Here we go. What's happening, everybody? How we doing? It is Chubbyray Comics live on a Friday afternoon. What's up, everybody? Coming at you ready to entertain. I'm up from I took a nap, a healing nap, and I'm up and ready to entertain for the next couple hours. We're going to try to make it through let's try to make it through a whole couple hours. What do you guys think? That's the plan. Ready to entertain you and talk comics. Two of my favorite things to do. Two of my favorite things. I love it. Let's see. Good evening, Xbox. Are we taking bets on how late he'll be? Oh, look at this. Already complaining about my being late. I'm not even going to stick around and listen to a bunch of people complaining. What's up, Xbox? Batnessa? I've got sick. Boy, he's even complaining. Listen, I was live at 5:07. Hello. Hi, Chewy Queso. Wasabi says, howdy, everybody. Alone in his book cave. He sits alone. Goes over his sound check as he sits on his throne. He's about to start streaming. The time is at hand. Where the trash can fam and Ray is the man. Thank you, Matt. It's about time someone shows me proper respect in this room. I'll tell you that. Hello, Wesley. Xbox says, nice, Matt, but way too optimistic. Oh, for God's sakes. Finally, I get a decent person in there, an AC saying, everybody smash that like button. Thank you, AC. You guys were much kinder. When I first came back, everybody was really kind and smashing the like button. And you were saying all positive and good things. Now there seems to be a lot of negativity. A lot of it. What's up, Squints? Hey, Squints. I'm drinking out of my Red Coat mug, buddy. This was a gift from Squints, huh? How about that? Squints sent me that. It's a great gift, man. I really appreciate it. Hello, all. How you doing, Mr. Negative? By the way, Far Centers has been a good day of reading. He read 4 volumes of Absolute Volume 2 and have a 5th done after the stream. I love it. Love it. It's great. Wes says he's at work. Oh, that sucks. Hello, Thunder Flash. Thunder. Thunder. A lot of people are happy that Thunder's in the house. What's up, Piano Wizardry? How you doing, buddy? Ray's late. There goes Thunder. Boy, I'm putting a check next to his name. Let's see. I'm surprised Amazing Spider-Man Volume 4 by Slot Comics Gold. He doesn't have an omnibus yet. We need more post Brand New Day omnibuses. Come on. Let's see. Now is when I find. All right, here we go. Wes says hi, Ray. This is when I finally got in. Hey, Ray, Trash Can fam. Hi, fam. Happy Friday. Ray's in the house. Now here comes the respect. Love it. Much better respect when the show goes live. Haters gonna hate. You're right, Squints. Absolutely. Oh, hold on. I just realized I'm showing off my drains. I probably don't want to do that. I don't want to make anybody sick. Finally finished The Curse. It was awesome. Hope we can finally get some sort of continuation. They need omnis. Mr. Negative, isn't The Curse awesome? Oh my God. I think it's a great story. It's such a great story. Ray, can you recommend a good Deadpool omnibus for the new collector? A good Deadpool omnibus? The Deadpool by Joe Kelly omnibus is getting a reprint. That's a good one. That is a good one that you should definitely look to get. Where is that Deadpool? Deadpool by Joe Kelly. The Deadpool by Joe Kelly sold out. So they're reprinting it. They're reprinting it. I can't lift it off the shelf, but I could lift it off and show you, but I shouldn't. I'm really not supposed to. I can't lift onto this, so I guess I can't show you. But yeah, get that one. That one's gonna come out in reprint. Get that. Adam's in there. What's up, Adam? He says, "What's up, everybody?" Don's in there saying, "Good afternoon." Hello, Don. Squint says it's a good coffee mug. Thank you, buddy. Wes, your books are in. Adam's all excited about getting Wes's books. Squint says he got the Legion of Superheroes Great Darkness Saga. That's awesome, brother. If Squint's just bought it, you know it's coming out in omnibus soon. I love it. I love it. I will take all the Deadpool I can get. Does a bad one exist? There are some that are better than others. There are definitely some that are better than others when it comes to Deadpool. But they're all good. They're all good. Deadpool's Deadpool's a great character. Deadpool is a great character. All right, today, just like other shows, we're starting today with a question. Today's question, this is Holy Grail Collected Edition update. All right, you guys, I want you to go through the books you have. And what is the book you don't have? What is the book you need? I want you guys to give us an update. What is your Holy Grail? What is your Holy Grail? My Holy Grail used to be War of Kings Aftermath. But I just got that. Just got War of Kings Aftermath. So after I got War of Kings Aftermath, I had to get a new Holy Grail book. And I had to look, figure out what omnibus or deluxe edition do I need. I finally have my Holy Grail. And it is X-Men Eve of Destruction. This is what I need. If anybody's got this, I'm looking to buy. If anybody's got this, let me know. Let me know a price. I'd like to get Eve of Destruction. That's the book. That's my Holy Grail. What's yours, guys? Let me know what your Holy Grail is. Months Amunis says Superman Batman Volume 2. Only Superman Omnibus is missing. That's awesome, dude. Superman Batman Volume 2 is a good book. I can, in fact, here, I'll show you. Here's my copy right there. You get this on the, let's go look, it's on the screen. Look right there, buddy. Omnibus Volume 2. Love it. Superman Batman. I know what it's like. I know what it's like when you have a book when you want a book you do not own, it makes you crazy. Wasabi says, here we go. Raul says, Holy Grail Omnibuses, Charles Soule's Daredevil, JMS Spider-Man Volume 1, Death of Captain America, Hickman's Fantastic Four Volume 2, and either Darth Vader omnibuses. Well, Soule's Daredevil is getting a reprint in March of next year, right? I think the JMS reprint's coming. JMS reprint is coming. Death of Captain America will be coming again. I don't know if they got to reprint or restock that one, but Hickman's Fantastic Four Volume 2. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how quick they're going to reprint that, because of the two Hickman Fantastic Four books, that's the worst. Oh, excuse me. That's the worst. So they might not be quick to reprint that. You know. So take advantage of the reprints. By the way, Big Fetty says it was Wolverine #1, but he found it on eBay for an acceptable price. It's awesome, awesome, buddy. That's great. PW says Omni-wise, he needs Infinity War. And of course, the Avengers JLA Epic-wise. I need Amazing Spider-Man Epics Volume 1 and 2. You know what I need? I need Cosmic Amazing Spider-Man Epic Adventures. Cosmic Adventures. That's like the only one I need. You know? I need Cosmic Adventures. Anybody got that looking to sell it? Let me know. If anyone's got that one. Oh, for God's sakes. Oh, my heavens. Unbelievable. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Why would they defile me? Oh. Good Lord. You guys, you don't want to see the pictures. I had friends come by my house today. They came by my house acting like they were here to cheer me up or something. And then they made their way into the studio. All right. They made their way into the studio. And then they just sent me pictures. They just sent me pictures that had them doing unmentionable things to my omnibuses. And it had them rigging. It looked like they were rigging and putting entries for themselves inside my Rice Krispies world. And I'm now going to share these pictures with you guys because you deserve to see them. All right. My true friends, my friends on Chubbyray Comics, I want you guys to see what these people were doing in my studio. All right. Trying to rig the contest. You're right, Bad Nessa. It's very rude. Very rude. I will show you these pictures of what my so-called friends who were coming by to cheer me up. They were coming by to cheer me up. And here's what they were really doing. I will share these pictures with you so you guys can feel the same disgust that I feel. All right. Number one, they got into the Super Bowl cup, the Rice Krispies Cup. All right. They got into the Rice Krispies Cup. And it looked like they were adding their names. Look, that's my friend Dan is to the one closest to me. And that's Don Smith is the taller one. And it looks like they're putting their names into the Rice Krispie bowl and mixing them in. So I will have to find them and try to. I looks like they mixed. I can't find any. Oh God. All right. So that's one thing they were doing. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's horrible. You can't be mad with the great bikini pics they sent, Ray. Oh, just no, I can. Wait till you see these. Here's the other pics they sent. Here's the pic Dan sent. There's the pic. There is the picture that my friend Dan sent. There is the picture that my friend Dan sent of him holding my Kieran Gillen Star Wars book. Oh, for God's sake. Picking out my poor Star Wars omnibus. Oh, my God. And here is what Don Smith decided to do to my Aquaman omnibus. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Why? Why would they? Oh, my God. Lowe says, is that the man who's not married? No, this is the man who's not married to Christina. Yeah. Absolutely. Next Tuesday says, tampering with the Rice Krispie bowl is a heinous act, one that could only be answered with a quick, swift death. Oh, yeah. I'll be reading every name. I'm going to read every name, and I will be evicting names that are in there. Those books have been violated. Thank you. Dan, by the way, and Christina, they're married. Just not to each other. Mm-hmm. Ricky, don't laugh at that, Ricky Bobby. We don't laugh at that. We don't laugh. No, maybe he had. Well, we don't laugh. We just Batnessa hit on the head. That's nasty and just. Thank you, Batnessa. Batnessa, that's nasty and disrespectful. Nasty and disrespectful. These are my so-called friends. These are who needs enemies with friends? I know, right? Christina says it was fantastic. Don says, "Oh, we love you, Ray." This does not look like someone who loves me. This does not look like someone who loves me. That looks like someone who's defiling my poor Aquaman book. Oh. Does not look like someone who loves me. And I know you're mad. You guys, they had to wear bikinis because I have this neighbor. The true story. I have this neighbor who's I have a neighbor who's really, really attractive. I mean, she's smoking hot, right? And in the summer, she goes out and mows her lawn and she wears a bikini. And she is, she's really hot. And when she wears her bikini, all of the men in my neighborhood go out and check the mail. Like they all walk out to the mailbox and go check it. They all show. So these guys, they thought it'd be funny to come by in bikinis and mow my lawn. They thought it'd be funny if they came and they showed up like that and mowed my lawn. That's what they did. Yep. That's what they, and it was funny. It was funny, but then they had to come in here. Yeah, Aquaman will never be able to clean up that oil spill. You're absolutely right. Did you show the one with you surrounded by the loves of your life? No, that picture has not been sent to me. You guys, oh, here we go. All right. Yeah, here's the other picture. I I'm going to share. I'm going to share with you guys. I'll share with you more so you can understand more what I'm talking about. Here's more pictures. All right. I was dead asleep. I mean, I was completely knocked out. Completely knocked out. All right. And then and then they and then they showed up, woke me up from my nap. All right. They woke me up from my nap, of which I was having a very good nap. They wake me up from the nap and they come in to file everything. And here's I'm sleeping. I'm dead asleep, right? And then they come in, they wake me up. They wake me up dressed like that. They wake me up and make me take a picture with them. All right. Then they went outside and they mowed the lawn. All right. Here's what it looked like when they made. Here was the embarrassingness of them. This is my lawn. That's when they're mowing my lawn. Oh, for God's sakes. This is my friends trying to cheer me up. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. That's what they did. And then they thought it would be funny if they had AI design a new logo for Chubbyray Comics. And here's the logo they designed. Chubbyray Comics, we're all winning now on Chubbyray Comics. Good Lord. Good Lord. These are supposed to be my best friends, everybody. That's my best friends. That is not best friend activity. Did the hot neighbor chick check them out? I don't know. I think it's hilarious. At least you got some entertainment. Dear Lord, help us. Yes. Ray, you need to get new friends. I take that advice. Ray, I owe you a nightmare. Bet Nessa hit it right on the head. Nasty. Someone make it stop. Thank you, Fetty. That's exactly best friend activity. Oh my God. That was terrible. Poor Bet Nessa's gonna vomit. Oh my God. Yeah. This is what I dealt with today. I was dead asleep. I took a pain pill after my morning show today because I'm for some reason I'm still in a bunch of pain. I wish the pain portion of healing would stop. You know what I mean? But I'm still in pain. I still can't wear regular pants. In fact, I'm wearing hospital scrubs because I can't wear regular pants for some reason. And you guys could tell here I'm wearing hospital scrubs. So I need my scrub. I need scrubs because I can't wear pants. I can't wait till I can get to a point where I can just wear pants and where I'm not in pain, but I'm always in pain. And so they came by. They thought this was funny. Betnessa says, this isn't the morning. I know, Betnessa, I know. So this is what happened. I can't even lift an omnibus. They broke into my... No, these are not good friends. These are not good friends. Don, I'm glad you had a good time, Don. Next Tuesday goes, those two guys are kind of like the people that have to stay far away from playgrounds by court order. Absolutely. Where were you, Ray, when these people were desecrating your... Well, you got to remember, I was hyped up, or I was knocked out on pain pills, and I was dead asleep. I was dead asleep. Couple of legends. No, they're not a couple of legends. If we have to listen to comic shit on the morning show, you can put up with our shenanigans here. Oh boy. Here we go. If Ray can bring his comic stuff onto the morning disaster, we can bring the disaster to the comic show. It's only fair. Squints, don't be laughing at them. Do not laugh. Don't encourage them. Don't encourage them. When you encourage them, it only gets worse. Yeah. So these are my best friends, everyone. That's how I get through life. So there you go. Anyway, that was the highlight of my day. I thought, we will. Now I'm going to have to read. Now I will have to read every single name. I'll have to read every single name from the bowl to make sure that the rigged entries are taken out. All right. Appeal the Devil says, your best friends have interesting choices in attire. Do they get chilly? No, they don't. They were sweating. They were sweating like pigs when they came in, and they both tried to hug me when they're filled with sweat. Good Lord. Oh my God. Unbelievable. They roofied Ray. I was not roofied. All right, so let's get to the question. What is your Holy Grail collected edition update? I showed you mine. Mine is X-Men Eve of Destruction. What's X-Men Eve of Destruction going for? Can anybody find it? I can't find it to buy it. I can't even find a price on it. You know what I mean? I can't even find a price. Good job on the friends coming to cheer you up and cut the lawn in a friendly yet disturbing act of kindness. Well, I know they're good friends, but for heaven's sakes. Appeal the Devil says, Venditti Hawkman Omnibus. Well, we need to get books that actually exist. We need books that... Don says his Holy Grail is the Aquaman book. Then why did you rub it on your crotch and ass and your taint? Why did you come here and rub mine if it's your Holy Grail, for God's sakes? I want to know what your Holy Grail is. Farsender says, Ray, did you ever get the notification? Yes, Farsender. Let me check. Hold on. I thought I did, but I'll let me check. I'll make sure. Let me make sure. Let me make sure that Farsender's membership. Yeah, you're in. You're in, Farsender. You're in, buddy. In fact, let me put you in the hopper. I want to put Farsender in the hopper so he's eligible because I got giveaways today. I got giveaways. Plus, if you go to ChubbyRayComics.com, go to ChubbyRayComics.com. That's the Patreon. If you go there right now and you comment, you can win Wonder Woman Conan, the Wonder Woman Conan hardcover that I'm giving away. You can win it right now if you comment at ChubbyRayComics.com. We'll do Thunderdome. And the winner of the Thunderdome will get the Wonder Woman Conan book. Farsender, you're going in the hopper, my friend. And Farsender, I'm also going to put you in the... I'm also going to put Farsender in the X-Force. There you go, buddy. Look at that. Far Center taking care of you. I'm putting you in the X-Force trash can fam bucket. How about that, buddy? Not bad. So I want to know what your I want to know what your holy grail is. I have secretly slipped one of those picks into a random omnibus, so one day you'd get the shock of your life. You would, Cyclops fan. I could see Cyclops fan illustrating that and ruining an issue of the Stain. Corrupted Dragon says Eve of Destruction is the one that got away. He has it in his in-stock trades cart on one Black Friday for like $60 and got distraction. And when he returned a few hours later, it was gone and never returned. Oh, my God. Christina says, I'm glad some of you have a sense of humor. Well, thank you, Christina. Venom Volume 3. Dude, I don't have... Do I... I have... Yeah, I don't have Venom, but I have Venom Volume 1, I think. Let me see what I have. I have Venom Volume 1. Whoops. Well, what did I do wrong here? Hold on. My camera's messed up, everybody. Forgive me. I screwed up my camera. I have Venom Volume 1. I have Agent Venom. I have Stegman and Kate's Venom. And Absolute Carnage and Night in Black. But I don't have Venom Volume 2 or Venom Volume 3. I guess I should have those. They should be on my list too. So Venom Volume 2, 3. Garth Ennis, Punisher Max Volume 2 is on my list, and Eve of Destruction. Those are my holy grails. Those are my holy grails. Matt says that Don was marking his territory. It's nature. Not usually human, but it's still nature. Thank you, Matt. Don't make excuses for them. NX says my holy grail is probably any omnibus with Iron Man. Dude, there's some omnibus has Iron Man has some great omnibuses. However, the best omnibuses of Iron Man aren't made yet. I think the Matt Fraction Salvador Ladoka, that is so good, man. That has not been turned into an omnibus yet, and we need that. We need that as soon as possible. That's my number one pick when I put in my picks for omnibuses on Tiger Eyes Most Wanted Near Mint Condition Marvel Omnibus poll. Number one every year is Matt Fraction, Salvador La Loca, Iron Man. I just love that. There are a lot of there's Christopher Cantwell has an Iron Man run, Kieran Gillen has an Iron Man run, Brian Michael Bendis has an Iron Man run, Knopf has an Iron Man run. There's a bunch of Iron Man current runs that aren't collected. The ones that are collected are Iron Man Volume 1, 2, 3, and 4, Armor Wars by Michelini, and then the Michelini and Layton Iron Man book that is getting a reprint. That book is getting a reprint. I want to say in January and February next year. Next Tuesday is Ray. The next time you visit that Aquaman book, you're likely to get pink eye. Thank you. By the way, Wes says he saw Eve of Destruction for $451. Oh my God. That's horrific. That's horrific. I think I would pay. I think I would pay like $200. I think I would go as high as $200 for that Eve of Destruction. That's how bad. That's how much I want it. I would love to get that book. So, X-Men Eve of Destruction. Like I say, it's I need one. I can't even find it. I'm looking on eBay. I can't even find the damn thing. If I could find Eve of Destruction, my God, I'd buy it off of someone now. Xbox by Degree says all new X-Men by Brian Michael. Dude, all new X-Men by Bendis is awesome. For ones that actually exist, I'd have to say Uncanny X-Force by Remender. Yeah, I have. I actually have. That's in my bedroom right now. Oh my God. Let's see. Oh, how about this? We love this. Hyborian Panel Super Chat says Identity Crisis is amazing. Infinite Crisis is next. I have the absolute Identity Crisis. I have absolute Identity Crisis, and it is phenomenal. I'm currently getting ready to do a video called The Best Justice League Stories Ever Written. And I don't think it's going to shock any of you when I tell you what the best Justice League story of all time is. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. I love Infinite Crisis, Hyborian Panels. That is great. I love it. By the way, Batnessa loves the Matt Fraction avatar. I love that Matt Fraction book, Daylight. It's great. Sorry, Ray. Just saw Omar announce Daredevil by Charles Soule. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's great. It made me very happy when I saw Omar announce that, because I know, like I said, I've got it, and I paid a shitload of money for it. But I'm very happy that everybody can get it now. It's a very, very good book. I highly recommend it. Dan says he already got his Holy Grail. Christina got him Aquaman for his for Father's Day. Yeah. Dan loves it, and that's the Jeff Johns Aquaman. He loves it. I think Dan's gonna like as he gets more omnibuses. I think he'll really like them. I think Dan has potential. Dan has potential to really get into comics. He really does. The only thing keeping him from really getting into it is, he enjoys being a troublemaker far too much. Ray, could you recommend a good Aquaman omnibus or trade? I'll recommend both. If you buy the Aquaman by Jeff Johns omnibus, it is an almost perfect. It's an almost perfect omnibus. It sort of wanes off at the end, but other than that, it's a near perfect omnibus. And my trade paperback suggestion for Aquaman is Jeremy Adams, Aquaman: The Dark Tide. The Dark Tide is a paperback that came out this year, and I gave it 5 stars. It is. Let me see if I can grab it. I'll grab it if I can get up. I will grab it and show it to you. Aquaman, the Dark Tide. This is a damn perfect. This is a damn perfect paperback. And this is, I highly recommend. So, Righteous Lot, if you want a good Aquaman recommendation, I would go Jeff Johns' Aquaman Omnibus or Jeremy Adams' Aquaman trade paperback. I love this paperback. It's great. I can't wait till this Jeremy Adams run gets turned into I can't wait until this Jeremy Adams run gets turned into an omnibus, because it's going to be great. And I'm a huge fan of Jeff Johns. In fact, if you get any Jeff Johns paperbacks, they're great. Any Jeff Johns paperbacks are great for Aquaman. But the best paperback I've ever read is The Dark Tide. It's very good. Batnessa says she can't have a Holy Grail since Holy Grails are mostly only for Marvel. DC keeps it. Well, I'll tell you what, Gail Simone's Wonder Woman has been out of print for a few years, and people are going nuts for it. So, you know. Did you read Matt Fraction's? Yeah, I have all, is it 11 or 12? I have all 12 of Matt Fraction's Iron Man trades. There's 12 trade paperbacks of it. That's how long his run was. And they're fantastic. And they're also being put on modern Marvel Modern Epic collections. So yes, that's where I read it, was on trade, and they're amazing. But I can't wait until I cannot wait until they come out in omnibus. It's going to be great. Dan says Eve of Destruction is one of my all-time favorite video games. Look at that. LP says I need the Iron Man Epic Collection book with the Iron Man versus Doom. They end up in Camelot and somehow end up with my all-time favorite Iron Man story. I have a bunch of Iron Man Epic collections. Just a ton of them. Love it. Next Tuesday says, I found Eve of Destruction for $259 on eBay. You found it for $259? Send me the link to that. Hey, next Tuesday, are they taking offers? So I'll see if I can talk them down. Because, man, I really want that book. NX says, what's the omnibus that has the best spine? Oh, I've never thought about that. Best spine? You know, the New Legends omnibus has a great spine. The Superman Triangle era, those, right? You can see those have really good spines. I do love the Superman Triangle era spines. The Venditti Green Lanterns have good spines. The Robert Venditti Green Lantern spines are awesome. The Jeff Johns Flash books have cool spines. The Nightfall spines are okay. I think the Superman Triangle era might be the best. I'm checking them all out. That's the ones that jump out at me. You know what I mean? Those really jump out to me. Those are the ones that, the Brand New Day, Spider-Man Brand New Day omnibuses are cool. But I think the best is, and if you look right there, you could see these Superman triangle arrows. Right there, you see them. Volume 1, Volume 2, and then Volume 3 is coming out. Volume 3 is coming out. When is that coming out? In October, maybe? I think it's coming out. That'll go right. Where Superman Worlds of War is. That will be Volume 3. And then I'll have to get Volume 2 of Superman Worlds at War, because that's coming out too. And then I'll get Volume 2 of the New Krypton Saga, which will be coming out next year. So my whole Superman section is going to be different. I'll have to move all of them down. By the way, I hope the New Krypton Saga Volume 2 comes out next year. I loved Volume 1. Squint says he finished Infinite Crisis and it's great. Well, good. That's the next book club. Next book club is the next book club is going to be Infinite Crisis. So make sure you read Infinite Crisis, everybody. That is the next book club. Next Tuesday, you started reading it yet? Make sure to read it. LP, how dare you? How dare you? I won't even comment on the ridiculousness of your comment. Far Sender says, I've been thinking about reading Infinite Crisis next year. I'll be honest, I forgot. Dude, read it. Far Sender, read it and get on our book club. Betness says, does Omar wear a suit every time? Yes. Omar has an official agreement with Marvel to where he announces the podcast. He puts on a suit and he announces them. But he just got a deal with DC done to where he will be wearing a suit. He'll be wearing a suit and he gets to make. There's a huge DC announcement coming. I don't know what it is. I don't know what. There is a huge DC announcement coming. And Omar has said that DC Comics is allowing him to make the announcement. DC has an agreement with their book publishers that they announce things through solicits that they send out. Which, if you go to our Discord, James will sometimes put out those announcements whenever they come. James puts them in our Discord under news. So, in fact, there was a time earlier this year when all of the DC announcements were being made. Oh my God. Every single day, every day I was going to the Chubbyray Comics Discord news section just to see what James was putting up, because he was putting up all the different solicits. But now Omar has made an agreement with DC Comics to where he gets to announce one. So I don't know if it's a Batman. I have a feeling it might be a Batman book that, Batman, Contagion, Legacy, Batgirl, Cassandra Cain, and Batman, and the Batman in between. There's another Batman in between Nightfall and No Man's Land. that really finished high on the near mint condition DC omnibus poll. I have a feeling it could be one of those. And so Omar made an agreement with DC to where he gets to make the announcement, and he's going to wear a suit. And this is coming. I don't know when it's coming, but I'm very excited when he'll make the announcement. Next Tuesday says, personally, I think Omar is Donald Duck in it with a suit, jacket, dress, shy, and tie, no pants. I don't know. I think he could be wearing jeans and maybe not suit pants, but yeah, we should get him to, I should ask him to stand up next time. By the way, Dan says that Dan was a comic geek when he was a kid, but his mom made him give away all this is now this story went sad. His mom forced him to give away his comics when she decided he was too old for them. Oh my God. Paulo says, Ray, did you pick up Absolute Crisis on Infinite Earths? Yes, I have. I had it already. I love it. Max says, Papa Ray, Max here, longtime person, first-time commenter, just tuning in. What's the last thing you've read, or are you reading anything at the moment? Also, hi, chat. Hope you're all well. Yeah, I just read. I was getting ahead on my reading for Trade Paperback Tuesday. Next Wednesday's Trade Paperback Tuesday read is Justice League in Red. I just finished this last night, and I just finished. And I've also been reading through the Kieran Gillen Iron Man run. I'm doing a video on all the Iron Man runs. So I just finished volume 4 of Kieran Gillen's Iron Man. So I read volume 1. I read volume 1. I read volume 2. I read volume 3, and I just finished volume 4. And I'll read volume 5 probably tonight to finish up the Gillen run. And then I'm doing a video on all the different. And then I'm also starting. Is it the Cantwell run? I think I'm starting the Cantwell run tonight. It's either the Cantwell or the Bendis run. I'm not sure which one I'm starting. I'm starting that tonight. And I also just read Justice League Red. But I just read Captain. This, if I could highly recommend any book, oh my God, I would recommend Captain America, The Secret War, or Our Secret Wars. This paperback is so good. And I just read Batman Face to Face and Batman Deface to Face for another video I'm doing. So that's some of the stuff that I've read this week. So yeah, but this is a good question. Thanks, Max. Dana, how you doing, Dana? Good to see you. I usually see Dana when I'm on Near Mint streams. Ray, do you collect Artist Edition? Do you have Spider-Man by Ditko Artist Edition? It's amazing. No, I don't, Dana. I don't have any Artist Edition. But you know what? I'll tell you who was trying to talk me into one was I was on a Near Mint stream. I was on a Near Mint stream with someone nominated for an Eisner Award, Curtis Finley. And I had mentioned on the stream that I have never read an artist rendition. And Curtis said, I should get an artist rendition because I'd really, really like them. And so I did say, man, I'll have to check one out. But I still haven't. So Dana, the answer is I have not read any, but they're definitely something I'd like to get. I love I love Mike Grell. I'd love to see it, especially his Legion work. I love Jim Lee. There's so many artists that I'm just enamored. I just love their work. I'll tell you, I love Jorge Jimenez, and I love Dan Mora. There are guys now that I think are just fantastic. I love Ivan Brias. I love so many great artists. I just love it. So yeah, I'd love to buy some, but I haven't yet. So Dana, I am looking to get some artist rendition. I have not. I'm looking to get an artist edition. So I will get them. And then when I do, I'll definitely talk about it. Artist editions cost much more than omnibuses and often even less. Well, I'll look for some. I will look for one. I want to get one that really fits me though. But I'll tell you, if they did a Mike Grell Legion or Dave Cockrum Legion, automatic. That would be an automatic for me. I'm such a huge fan of those artists. And their work specifically on the Legion. I love it. Next Tuesday is going to text me like, thank you, next Tuesday. Batness says, I guess I do have a holy grail. Gail Simone's Wonder Woman or Batgirl. Yeah, you want Gail Simone's Batgirl. Batnessa? Gail Simone's Batgirl is 100% a holy grail. That's a book that you want. That is a book that you want. Let's see. The Nightwing Rebirth Omnibus. Yeah, I'm looking at the Nightwing Rebirth Omnibus. Is really nice too, yes. I am counting the days until the Bronze Age Batman. Oh, dude, absolutely. 11 Zanderman. Absolutely, Zanderman. You're right, buddy. That's going to be fantastic. That is, I can't wait. Give me that Neil Adams artwork, and those stories are good. That's when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I would buy those Bronze Age stories. I just love it. Mr. Negative says he really likes the Triangle era spines. I wonder if the next one will have him in the black suit. I don't know. But I love the spines. However, I love the Bullet logo. I know this is weird, but I'm thinking of rebuying Volume 1 because the logo, I know it's weird. Ricky Bobby says, I really like the Triangle era book. I've been putting it off getting them, but many may snag them soon. Ricky Bobby, they're really good, man. By the way, DC Crane says, I heard the Brainiac Reborn spine is going to match the style of the Triangle. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. That it's just about coming out. The Brainiac, that's the book, the Brainiac and Action Comics, they're coming out. Let me ask, I'll see if Adam got them yet. I'll see if Adam has gotten Brainiac Reborn. I'm going to send him a text. I just sent him a text going, Adam, have you gotten Brainiac Reborn yet? Can you send a pic when you do? We want to see the spine. So I'm asking Adam from Crooks Bandits Comics, guys. If you go to Crooks Bandits Comics and you use code Chubbyray Comics, you get $2 off per book. $2 off per books. Not bad. That's not per order. You get $2 off per book. Joey M says, how essential is the content in Nightfall Omnibus versus the paperbacks? Yeah, no, you're fine if you have the paperbacks. You're fine. The biggest thing for me was that the Nightfall stuff was oversized. And because it's oversized, it was better for me to see. You know what I mean? So that makes the oversized makes a difference to me. But the content's pretty much the same. Infinite Crisis for book club. Yeah, you got to read. Infinite Crisis is great. And we'll all have a book club and everybody will discuss it. Mr. Negative says, I want to read Infinite Crisis, but I want to read Crisis on Infinite Earths first, and I'm doing that when the Absolute comes in. Don't even think it's shipped yet. Yeah, I don't know when did that come out this week? I'm not sure if that came out this week or if it's coming out next week, but I have it already. And I heard it's just a reprint, so. By the way, Russell says, I got the hardcover Infinite Crisis, almost got the Omni, but I knew I couldn't finish it by Thursday. Listen, read the deluxe edition's fine. All you got to read is the main story. The omnibus is great, but it's too much. We're only doing on the story itself. And I think the whole story is like maybe 8 issues. So, but I highly recommend it. Infinite Crisis is a damn near perfect. It is a damn near perfect comic event, in my opinion. I love it. But I'm really looking forward to talking about it. I want to hear next Tuesday and Raul and Los, and I want everybody's opinions on it. I love when we do the book clubs. What do you think the announcement was? I have no idea what Omar's announcement is going to be. I do have Gabriel says maybe it's JLA versus Avengers. It could be. I don't know. I mean, it could be anything, but I'm just saying the fact that they made an agreement with Omar, I think it's got to be something that was high up on his high up on either his reprint list or high up on his DC Omnibus pull list. That's why I was saying either Batgirl, Cassandra Cain, Batman, Contagion, Legacy, JLA versus Avengers is very good pick because that always finishes up near the top for the reprint pull. It's got to be something that's finished very high in the DC Omnibus polls or reprint polls. It's got to be. It's got to be. But I'm really looking forward to seeing Omar wear a suit and make an announcement. I mean, I wish it would be a Legion of Superheroes book. But the finisher, the number one finisher for the last 2 years, the number one book on the near mint condition Tiger Eyes DC Omnibus poll has been Cassandra Cain Batgirl, which would be all the events that happened right after No Man's Land when she became Batgirl and then getting into her own book. And in fact, Crushing Crisis mapped out a beautiful book. And if that's what they use, oh my God, that book will be huge. And so I could see that being the announcement. I don't know, but I could see that being the announcement. I really could. Hyborian Panel says Aquaman's so good. Haven't read it since DCKO, but I heard Emperor Aquaman is really good. All I know is that Dark Tides, which is the last, this is the one I read, and the next volume's coming out August 4th. I've already ordered it. I can't wait for the next volume of this. The Jeremy Adams Aquaman is fantastic. It is really fantastic. Mr. Negative says it could be Legends of the Dark. Yeah, it could be Legends of the Dark Knight's another one that's finished way up there. That's basically, that's been the top. They've been in the top 5 forever. Cassandra Cain, Batman, Legends of the Dark Knight. Yeah. John Burns, Man of Steel. Oh, yeah. Logan says, I'm guessing the announcement is John Burns, Man of Steel. Yeah. Could be. That has, people have been wanting that for 40 friggin' years. Next Tuesday says, Ed Brubaker and Jack Kirby felt that events and crossovers were the death of comics. I love those comic icons. However, I totally disagree with them. Crossovers and events are a lot of fun. Yeah. I think when I look back to my favorite eras of comic books, all include great events. If you go back to the early aughts and you look at Brian Michael Bendis' New Avengers and how it went in, how New Avengers started with Avengers Disassembled, which went into House of M. And then New Avengers went into Civil War, and how Civil War was affected. Every single comic was affected. And then Secret Invasion, and then the Dark Reign era. I think that's one of the best eras in the history of comics. I just think that was fantastic. I certainly don't see anything wrong with events. You look at the DC Comics, what was going on before Infinite Crisis. It made sense. Sometimes it feels like they're doing events just to do an event, but I'll tell you, when they do an event, legitimately, when they legitimately do an event, it is really nice. It is really nice. Ray, have you been cleared to lift an omnibus yet? No, I am not cleared to lift an omnibus. So I still cannot lift. In fact, I don't want to say this because Christina might hear. The doctor's pretty sure the way that I ripped my the doctor said I ripped my staples. I popped the staple on Monday night show. I was doing a show here and I was feeling fine. And I forgot who it was. Somebody in the chat room said something. And so I lifted up a comic. Now this is just a deluxe. This is just a deluxe edition, hardcover. Okay, but I lifted up. What I chose to lift up was my X-Force Volume 1. I chose to lift the X-Force Volume 1. The doctor is positive that that's how I ripped out, or that's how I popped the staple. So I'm really not supposed to pick up any more omnibuses, guys. So at least for a couple more weeks. They're going to check me next Thursday. That could be the clearest. That could be the soonest I could be cleared to lift up an omnibus. Keep your fingers crossed for me. Hyborian panel says Jorge Jimenez versus Dan Mora. They're both amazing. I think I got to go Jorge Jimenez, but I love them both. I just think they're both fantastic. I really I really think they're both amazing. Patrick says the price tag's high and they don't really fit on the shelf, so not really any space for artist editions. Well, I would love it. I want to get one. I'll find one. I will definitely find one that speaks to me and I'll get it just to have it. Next Tuesday says he has a few Marvel Artist Edition books. They're huge and totally worth getting. 10 out of 10. Xbox says, I'm not a Mike Grell fan, but I would buy a Mike Grell Legion. Absolutely. Mike Grell Legion of Superheroes art is my favorite. My favorite comic book art of all time. It would have to be, I'm going back to when I was a kid. You've got Mike Grell, Legion of Superheroes, Dave Cockrum, Legion of Superheroes, Neil Adams, Batman, Dick, was it Dick, who's the guy that did Justice League? Why am I forgetting his name? Oh my God. The guy who did Justice League was so good. Is it Dick Dillon? I can't remember his name, but he was, there were so many great artists. There were so many great artists when I was a kid. And then, of course, you have the 1990s when you had Jim Lee and you had Todd McFarlane and Eric Larson and Mark Bagley. Oh my God. So many great artists. And Mark Silvestri. Amazing. Amazing art. Amazing. I just love it. So I'm a huge fan. And I would love to see some artist editions. So I'd love to see one. Mr. Negative says the first volume of Triangle Era has been on discount most places lately. Yeah. I want the new reprint that has the new logo, though. Alan says he's hoping for the Man of Steel omnibus to get announced. Barely read much Superman. Already grabbed the 2 Triangle Era titles in exile. So guessing Brainiac will join them on the shelves. The Brainiac Reborn. I want to see if what you saw was if what scene was true about the Brainiac Reborn spine. I want to see how cool it is. By the way, Aaron says Batman Tynan Volume 2 Omnibus is $62.68 on Amazon. Oh my God. Amazing. Next Tuesday says, love me some book club with Trash Can Fam. Yes. And Infinite Crisis Book Club is coming. A couple weeks from yesterday. It depends on my healing, but on 9th, 16th, 23rd. Or no, it's July 30th. July 30th is the Infinite Crisis Book Club. So that's Thursday night, July 30th. Jamie says, Ray, have you got Nightwing Taylor? Yeah, I have Nightwing Taylor Volume 2, but I can't lift it. I can't lift it. Brady says, just joined. Are you going to attend San Diego? Dude, I would love, Brady, I would love to go to San Diego Comic-Con. My nephew lives there, and he just had a baby, and I'd love to meet the baby. And this is my wife's nephew, but he's a great kid. So I'd love to go down and see him and see the baby. But also, I'd love to go to the convention. And I know Omar's going to be there, so I can hook up with Omar. I'd like to meet him in person. And Dom's going to be there. There's a bunch of people I know that are going to be there, so I'd love to meet up with them. But having just had surgery, look, I'm not even in pants. I'm still wearing medical scrubs, so I'm not even in regular pants yet. So I don't think that San Diego Comic-Con is possible for me this year. So I think it's going to have to be next year at the earliest. But Brady, I would love to go. I think it's going to be fantastic. By the way, Infinite Crisis has great art and great reads. It reads so much better than the dated Crisis on Infinite Earths, but I have issues with the conclusion that sours the whole thing for me personally. I think Jeff Johns wrote I thought Jeff Johns wrote a great book. I love Superboy. Superboy Prime is such an interesting character. I love everything about it. Crushing Crisis. Crushing Crisis. They're one of the best. They're one of the best comic content creators in all of the blogosphere and YouTube, everywhere. Crushing Crisis. I love Crushing Crisis. As you guys know, I've been crushing on Crisis for a while. I'm such a huge fan. Such a huge fan. I'm honored by Crisis actually showing up. I am honored by seeing you here. God bless you. Well, people looking, I'm not the only one. Everybody's all excited. Crisis is here. Oh my God, look at this. Crushing Crisis, your ears are always burning. Absolutely. And I want Crushing Crisis to be a guest on Roundtable, and they know that. We've reached out, but, you know, we've talked about it. We got to get Crushing Crisis is busy mapping books. If I'm a member of Crushing Crisis Patreon, and I highly recommend it. I highly, highly recommend becoming a member of Crushing Crisis's Patreon. It is great. Bendis's chain of events in the double aughts and DC at the same time. We really renewed golden age of how events could be big, relevant, and good. Yes. Crushing Crisis, Ray, I hear you, and not being able to hold books. You're going to make it out. The early post-surgery period will be in the review. Oh, thank you, Crisis. I know that Crisis hurt their shoulder or elbow training for a triathlon. I was not training for a triathlon when I injured myself. I was simply working out, trying to lose weight. And then I lost so much weight that I had to get skin removal. So that's what happened to me. So your injury was much worse than mine. But yeah. But I thank you, Crisis. You're the best. Let's see. Thunder says, "Oh my God, I got a Thunder." No, I'm not going to lift it again. I'm not. I learned my lesson. My doctor, trust me, my doctor yelled at me. So, Crushing Crisis says, "You are too kind. I always am busy during Chubbyray streams. I had to drop in for one." Oh my God, Crisis, I am honored that you dropped in. It makes my day. It has made my day. Love it. I love it. Ray is so far behind in chat, he's not even going to notice Crisis or Christina and Batnessa yelling at him. I know. I'm trying to catch up, guys. You know how I am. I had a dream about Mark Silvestri once, but I can't share the details because of the rules of YouTube. Max, keep the dream. Keep those kind of dreams to yourself. The FOMO show was not the best idea, putting them all in one place like that. By the way, I love Crushing Crisis. I love Crushing Crisis' shows. Every Sunday, that is my Sunday tradition. When I'm healing post-surgery, I just went in and watched last Sunday. I went in, I put my YouTube on my TV, and I sit back and I just watch Crisis. And it relaxed, and they relax me, and I'm so comfortable. It helped with my healing. I love those shows. Makes me happy. Los Master is going to be there for book club on the 30th. Loved it. Love it. Thanks, man. I think you're great on book club, Los. By the way, Tom says Robert Meyer Burnett's doing a comics panel at Stan. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Let's tell Robert to mention Chubbyray Comics. Told Robert to give a mention to Chubbyray Comics. I love it. See you next Tuesday. I'm lucky to be part of a community of kind people that includes folks like Chubbyray, Omar, Dom. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, guys. I love it. No, I am honored to be part of I'm honored to be part of the Near Mint community, or the Omar verse, as I call it. Crushing Crisis, I swear, Ray, we are going to do something together by the end of this year. It's on my short list of things to get done. I hope so, Crisis. I hope so. A DC Crane says, Crisis, I love your Sunday streams. I've never been able to catch one live. Catch them live or watch them. There is good to watch tape delayed. They're just good. Let's see. Jay Grimm says, I'm new here, but I thought I'd stop by. I recently bought a book stand for omnibus reading. Dude, that's awesome. What are your first omnibuses? Jay Grimm, let us know what your first omnibuses are going to be, buddy. Let us know what you're going to get. I always suggest the Jeff Johns. You need the Jeff Johns starter pack. You know what I mean? You need Jeff Johns Green Lantern volume 1, 2, or 3, and you need Jeff Johns Aquaman. Or I would go for the perfectly mapped Infinite Crisis omnibus, which I love. I love Infinite Crisis. Is one of my favorite event. It's probably my favorite event omnibus, period. And you can see it's right there. I love Infinite Crisis. It feels to me like mapping is done by Crushing Crisis. That's how good the mapping is on DC's Infinite Crisis omnibus. When I compare it to the horrible mapping that I get from Marvel event omnibuses, where I got to go back and forth, it just drives me crazy. The way DC mapped Infinite Crisis, it was damn near perfect. In fact, I think that DC or Marvel should pay Crisis some kind of consulting fee to help map their event books. I wish my brain worked 1/50th the level of how Crushing Crisis or Omar's brain works, because let me move these drains are disgusting. Sorry, buddy. I wish my brain worked 1/50th as well as theirs did, because the memory is unbelievable. I have to read books over and over and over again, and Crisis reads it once and it sticks in that brain. So yeah, I'm very, very jealous of that. But yeah, I wish that because Crisis lives in New Zealand, they said it would be hard to work for Marvel. But I'm like, if they hire if they hire Crisis as a consultant, it doesn't matter where they live. They can, they could still use that brain. Not even joking, Logan says. Not even joking. Omar, Crisis, and Jess are my trinity for comics YouTube. Crisis is Diana because of the hair, of course. The hair of an Amazon. And whose hair does Jess have? I want to know, Logan, according to your trinity, who is Jess? Who is Jess in the trinity? Please equate Jess to someone. I could definitely see Crisis as Wonder Woman. Absolutely. But I want to know who you're comparing Jess to. I just want to know who is Omnidog being compared to in the Trinity. Logan says Omar's Batman because he's so damn cool, and Jess is Superman because he has a heart of gold. Oh yeah, you're right. Dude, I gotta tell you, Jess is an exceptional. He's a really good human being. I love Omnidog, and so does my wife. You guys, my wife, honest to God, true. My wife is as big a fan Like I consider myself friends with Omar and Crisis and Omnidog and Dom, you know, and the whole Near Mint, Sean from Comic Pals, Cody, the whole Near Mint, Taylor, James, all. I consider myself friends with everybody, but I'm also huge fans of everybody from the Near Mint universe. I'm huge fans of them, but it's not just me. It is my wife. My wife loves Omnidog and loves Crisis. My wife, on Sunday afternoons, she will sit next to me. She will sit next to me and will watch Crushing Crisis. And she loves the comic content, but she loves the comment. She loves the comment on the amount of time that Crisis has spent on the makeup. It's amazing how many levels of fandom come across for Crushing Crisis. I'm so jealous because I know that nobody is watching this show and commenting on my looks or what I'm wearing, but yet Crushing Crisis has fans that will actually, you know, comment on their looks. I don't have anybody. I wish I was good looking to have someone comment on it just once. By the way, thank you, Tom. Tom just gifted a Chubbyray Comics membership. Awesome. Who'd you gift it to, Tom? Let's see. DC Crane. DC Crane, congratulations, brother. Well, let me get DC Crane into the hopper. Let's get so DC Crane's out because I'm just about to do I got some giveaways to do today. And you guys know how it's going to be. You guys know how it's going to be. I've got to make sure that DC Crane is in for when I do the drawing from the hopper for all the members. By the way, if you're a member of Chubbyray Comics, you automatically get put in the hopper. Or you could join the Patreon, chubbyraycomics.com. It's only $1 right now, cheapest Patreon out there. However, as Dom has explained to me how much money I'm losing from YouTube by doing memberships and was trying to convince me to switch it over to. I'm still thinking about all that stuff. But that might be switching at some point in the future. By the way, Dana says my wife is a fan of. Yes, I know. Isn't it amazing, Dana? It's amazing. My wife is a huge fan of Crisis, but not just the comics knowledge. Oh, but thank you, Crisis. I have beautiful hair. Oh, thank you. And the best radio voice. Look at that. That's a compliment. I love it. Thank you. Crisis, you don't think my hair is too gray? Because as I've gotten older, my hair, when I was younger, I got to tell you something. When I was younger, my hair looked so good. Now that I'm older, my hair has gotten so gray, guys. I've shared pictures before how my hair used to look, and I used to have really nice hair. And it sucks. Getting old sucks. Not going to lie. You name it, I would give away my favorite omnibus to be 30 again. Oh my God, what I would do to be 30. But I'd want my wife to also shrink the same amount of years that I shrink. You know what I mean? Like if I go back to 30, I'd like for her to go back to 30 as well. I wouldn't do 30 because I would go after my daughter was born. So, you know, I think I'd choose that for sure. But yeah, I used to have the darkest, nicest hair, man. But thank you. That means a lot, Crisis. I'm glad you think I have nice hair. It makes me happy. Crisis says, I used to deliberately get my hair that color of silver for years. The darker undertones at your temples are so cool. Gotta enjoy the benefits of being older when they're available. Well, thank you. Oh, there goes Christina. Oh my God, not the hair again. Christina hates when I talk about my hair. But I can't. I tried coloring my hair. I tried coloring my hair once and I look ridiculous. I can't do it. And now that I've lost weight, I've gone from 500 and some odd pounds down to 200 whatever pounds. I'm getting, my jaw got really toned, and now that I'm working out, I got muscles and everything. My face, just the dark hair, I look ridiculous. So, and Don knows. Don was around when I had long hair. When I was playing in my rock band, my hair looked great. Oh well. Yeah. By the way, Brady says he's excited for Marvel Midnight, Hickman, Percy. I love Benjamin Percy. He's one of my favorites. I love Jonathan Hickman. I don't know if I'm excited for Marvel Midnight, Brady. Is everybody else like me? Are you guys excited for Marvel Midnight? Are you excited for it, or what is turning you off about it? I love Marvel Comics, and I'm rooting for Marvel Comics daily. I thought the Ultimate Universe started fantastic. I thought it started great with Ultimate Spider-Man. I love Jonathan Hickman writing Spider-Man, and Spider-Man married, and he's got children, and he's got some success and experience in his life. I really enjoyed it. And then he's given his powers. There was a reason that made sense as to why he got his powers late. I loved what they did with Uncle Ben and J. Jonah Jameson. I loved what they did with it, and I thought it was a great start. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be really good. And then it continues on, and it continued on, and it fizzled. It fizzled, man, which was a shame. And so now I think I'm holding Marvel Midnight to the concern of, I hope they don't. I hope this isn't another. I hope this isn't another Ultimate Comics failure. Because when Ultimate Spider-Man first came out, I thought, oh my God, now we're talking. And it was blowing up. Remember when Ultimate Spider-Man was coming out in singles? It was blowing up. It was huge. And I gave that first paperback for Ultimate Spider-Man. I gave it 5 stars. I loved the Ultimate Spider-Man run. I love it. But I've heard it doesn't end as well as what I got from the early ones. I want to be excited about Midnight. I really want to be excited about it, but I'm afraid. I am afraid I'm just afraid that it's going to be that it's not going to be that good. I'm really scared. So please, if any of you want, please call me. Let me know why I shouldn't be worried about it, because I'm very frightened. And I love Ben Percy. And by the way, my favorite Marvel, I know I've done a video. I think I've done a video on this. My favorite Marvel superhero is Reed Richards. I love Reed Richards. And when I hear Benjamin Percy is going to write a more science-based book based on Midnight, I can't lie. I get jazzed up, man. I love Ryan North's. I love Ryan North's Fantastic Four. I love it. I want to see what Ben Percy does with it. That excites me. So please, if you guys could hype me up for Midnight, please do so, because I'm very worried about it. Crisis says, Ray, I haven't often had the opportunity to hear you talk about your indie comics faves.
and newish indie trade paperbacks you've been hyping. Oh, let me tell you, Crisis. I love James Tynion. James Tynion, in my eyes, James Tynion has written the most perfect Batman run. I love James Tynion. So, needless to say, now that James Tynion is no longer with DC, I love Something is Killing the Children. It's fantastic. I love World Tree. World Tree's amazing. But my favorite book, and not just mine, my wife's favorite book right now is the same as mine, Exquisite Corpses. When the Exquisite Corpses trade paperbacks show up at my house, my wife will steal them from this room, and she wants to read them first. Exquisite Corpses is such an amazing series. You guys, I cannot recommend high enough Exquisite Corpses as an independent book. It is fantastic. James Tynion's Exquisite Corpses is amazing. I'm such a fan. I love Department of Truth. There's so much James Tynion. My favorite indie books ever, Letter 44 by Charles Soule. I love Letter 44. I love Rising Stars by JMS. Is unbelievable. I think it's one of the best books ever written. I love it. I will highly recommend that. I have I gotta lift these. Hold on, the movie. I have, here's an independent book. I got this, and it is shockingly very good. It is called Pop Kill. The premise of this book is so bizarre. It's such a bizarre book. It's got to do with the cola wars. It's insane. But Pop Kill is very good. I also love Dick Tracy. Alex Segura is writing Dick Tracy for Mad Cave, and it's very good. Plus, when I was a kid, I would run home from school every day, and I would watch Speed Racer. So Mad Cave has a Speed Racer and Racer X books. So I read them. I know they're not the most indie thing in the world, but I'm a huge fan of Speed Racer and Racer X as well. So no, I could do hours on indie books. I love them. It is so, I'm telling you, there are some really good, but the best indie comic I can't lift right now. The best indie comic I could show you it's so good. Crisis, and I think you've probably read this. I hope you read this. If not, do yourself a favor and read this book, Red Coat by Jeff Johns. Red Coat by Jeff Johns is the most amazing. I love it. Oh my God, I love this book. I am a huge history nerd. In fact, not only am I a history nerd, I made my daughter a history nerd. My daughter got her nerddom of history from me, and my daughter right now is going to graduate school to get her a degree in history. And my daughter also works as, my daughter's 23 years old. She's 24. My daughter works right now for the state of Illinois. She is a tour guide at the state capitol because she knows history so much. And as a gift for my daughter, I bought Red Coat. I bought Red Coat as a gift for her because this book is so, it's just extraordinary. It's Jeff Johns. It is about a scoundrel from England who is forced to come here. I mean, here, I mean, the United States is forced to be here because, listen, a lot of the people that fought in the Revolutionary War, they didn't want to be here. You got to remember, it was the lower class. It was the lower class that were sent to fight a war against the new land. Those guys didn't want to be here. They didn't want to be here. They were forced to get on a ship, and it took weeks. It took weeks for the ship to go from England all the way to the United States. And then they had to end up fighting. They didn't want to be here. And it's about one particular guy who's a scoundrel who hates the war. He doesn't hate the United States. He just has no reason to be here. And he's pissed off because they're making him and people like him fight in this war. So, I mean, what Jeff Johns is saying, you know, it's a metaphor for a lot of other things, which I'm very liberal. So, of course, I 100% agree with it. But I love that message. And so what it is this scoundrel whose name is Simon Pure is trying to get out of battles. So when they're going to battles, he's escaping so where he doesn't get killed because he doesn't want to be here. He just wants to go home to England and live the rest of his life drinking and carousing and, you know, and having fun as an Englishman. He doesn't want to be here. He accidentally ends up getting powers. And the powers are the most, he's a coward and a scoundrel. He doesn't want to be here, but he gets superpowers. And then after he gets superpowers, the worst thing that can happen to someone who gets this power happens to him. And then he ends up getting a sidekick. You know, like he's Batman. He gets a sidekick. And who the sidekick is, that's what made me fall in love with the book. When I figured out who the sidekick was, I was like, oh my God. And it was just, I'm like, I love this freaking book. I love it. And that's just volume 1. Volume 2, they create another new character and there's more stuff, but they take Simon Pure, they put him in real situations. And so they write the history around this fictional character. This book is so good. That when it was written by Jeff Johns, somebody in Hollywood found the book. And started passing it around. And Jeff Johns was offered movie deals immediately. And eventually he came to terms with the producers of Oppenheimer. So it was Christopher Nolan's group. He came to terms with those guys and gals. I can't remember everybody's name, but he came to terms with them. But the only caveat was that Jeff Johns wanted the script written. He wanted the script written based off of his I can't even think of the word, but based off of his, he wrote the Red Coat, whatever, and he wanted it based off of his thing. And not only did they buy that, they actually told him, we'll give you first script. You could script a movie, and we'll buy your script first. So he made a deal. he made a deal with them for that. So, and he did that with Redcoat. This book is so good. Oh my God. It is my favorite independent book. Jeff John's other book that's great is called Geiger, and I love Geiger too. So there are Crisis. I could talk independent books for 2 hours. I really could. I love them so much. But I love, I'm such a geek. I love Marvel and DC, and I love superhero books. Superhero books are my favorites, but my God, don't get me started. Do not get me started on. Do not get me started on independent books, because I will go on forever on independent books. Rook Exodus is great too. Yeah, but there's so many good indie books. Rook is the one Ghost Machine book I still haven't made to read. Oh my God. Crisis, Jason Fabak's art is so good. Oh my God. The deluxe edition of Rook Exodus. Oh my God, I wish I could lift. I would go pick it up and bring it in here for you. The deluxe edition, I would buy it. And if you didn't live in New Zealand, I would buy the damn book and send it to you, Christ. It's so good. The Rook Exodus deluxe edition is it's fantastic. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful book. Oh, I just love it. Rodimus Prime says he read Exquisite Corpses Volume 1 and wow, I could not put it down. Dude, Volume 2 is, oh my God, it's so good. And I'll tell you, I love Exquisite Corpses. I love Exquisite Corpses for so many reasons. Probably the least of which is the violence. But it does have an amazing amount of violence, and the violence is entertaining. However, I love the way Tynan. I grew up. This is a comic show. I know it's a comic show, but just allow my liberalism to just take center stage for a moment, if you please. Please just allow me my liberalism for just 30 seconds. One of the people close to me in my life was my uncle. My uncle was gay, and my uncle would say, I'm not just gay, baby. I'm super gay. And to me, I love my uncle. He's one of my favorite people I've ever met in my life. His lifestyle was just, to me, that's normal. And I love the way that James Tynan, there's a gay relationship in Exquisite Corpses that he writes that is so I've never heard, and then maybe this is just how I perceive other people, and I'm sure it's not accurate, but I've never heard anybody making petty jokes and pithy little comments about the gay relationship in Exquisite Corpses, because it's written so well. It's written so well that no one can find anything to bitch about, which, by the way, in United States of America, 2026, not having something to bitch about seems very odd. But that is what we get from James Tynan. It's why he's one of my favorite writers. What he does is just spectacular. Having said that, volume 2 broke my heart. What happens in volume 2? But anyway, it is a great. Exquisite Corpses is so phenomenal. It's so phenomenal. I love it. And we talk all the time about me finally, what's going to happen when I finally get to interview a comic creator. One of these days, I'm going to turn Roundtable into me interviewing comic creators. Right now, I interview comic content creators. But soon, I'm going to interview comic creators. And I'm telling you, one of these days, I'm going to interview James Tynan. One of these days, I will interview this man, and I will tell you, I'll be extremely nervous, to interview James Tynan, but it is one of my dreams is to interview this person. I'm such a fan, such a fan. So I hope that I get to interview him, and I'm just, however, I told you I've interviewed a lot of famous people, but none, because I was a comic geek. I was a closeted comic geek. People I interviewed never made me nervous. When I finally get to interview some comic creators, holy crap. If I got a chance to interview Mike Grell, or if I got a chance to interview James Tynan or Jeff Johns or Joshua Williamson, Matt Fraction, Kieran Gillen. Oh my God, I love Kieran Gillen. There's so many people that I can interview that would blow my mind. Brian Michael Bendis. So many people would blow my mind. But James Tynan would, I don't even know how I'd be able to ask a question. But I hope one day I'd get to interview there. By the way, Squint says, I'm about to start Tynan's. You've never read his Tynan's Detective? Oh, Squints, you are going to love. You are going to love. You will love Tynan's Rise of the Batman. You will love Volume 1. And trust me, Volume 5 of Tynan's Detective Comics. Volume 5 is so friggin' amazing. It's one of my favorite books of all time. You're going to love it. You will love it. You will love it, my man. Trust me. Matt says, Ray, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to run. I'll miss tomorrow's stream because it's me and my wife's anniversary. Oh, dude, congratulations. They've been married for 16 years, 23 years together since we were a young kid. Dude, congratulations. Congratulations. In all seriousness, the best thing that ever happened to me was marrying my wife. It was the day I met my wife. I knew I'd spend the rest of my life with her. And it's the best thing that I understand your feel. I understand the feeling that you're having, and it's okay if you're going to miss the show. Matt, I think you're in the giveaway though. Isn't Matt in, guys? If you're not, Matt, I'm putting you in now. We're doing the Thunderdome tomorrow. We are doing the Thunderdome for the Red Coat Deluxe Edition. And Matt, I'm putting you in right now. We will do the Thunderdome tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's when we're doing the Thunderdome. And Matt, I'm putting you in right now, buddy. Or no, you're getting the X-Force. That's the X-Force one. But I'm putting you in the Thunderdome one. I'm putting you in the Thunderdome one right now, too. So, Matt, you are now eligible to win the Red Coat Thunderdome. All right. Oh, and I just bumped my mic again, my camera again. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, so enjoy your anniversary. Enjoy your anniversary. Take your wife out for a good time. And don't show your wife any content from Crisis, or your wife will love Crisis more than you. And take my advice. Take my advice, buddy, and have a good one. So once again, let me reiterate the biggest things that I was mentioning today. Marvel's X-Men Eve of Destruction is my holy grail. If someone could find that, let me know. Let me know, because I want to buy that. It's my book I want. It's my book I want. Logan says, gotta go, Ray. This has been fun as always. I'll catch you all in the next one. Hopefully, enjoy the rest. Thanks, Logan. I appreciate it, brother. Always good to hear from Logan. I love it. You guys are all great. It's a great audience. Is it about time for tonight's Thunderdome? I think it is, Thunder. Send it over. Send it over. Wes says, Crushing Crisis' hair is so magnificent. It's distracting. I know. But listen, Wes, I don't know if you were here, but can I point out that Crushing Crisis complimented my hair. Let me point out, Crushing Crisis complimented the hair of the chubby one. All right? And we'll point it out. Crushing Crisis, all but, and I don't remember the exact quote, but I think it was along the lines of saying that my hair was as nice as George Clooney's. For some reason, I remember George Clooney. I remember George Clooney being mentioned for my hair. Maybe I might be misremembering, but I remember there was, I think there was a George Clooney reference in Crisis mentioning my hair. I thought. I could be wrong. Christina, I don't need your comments. I don't need your comments. Just say. All right, yeah, let's get Thunder. Send over the wheel. Now, here's how it works. For those of you who have never been here before, here is how the Thunderdome works, everybody. Okay? The Thunderdome is put together by one of my favorite viewers, Thunder. Thunder puts together a Thunderdome, which is a wheel of names of everybody who has commented on my Patreon. And Thunder sends over the dome. He sends over the Thunderdome, and then we spin it. Now, what ends up happening is every time it lands on someone, they are then eliminated. All right? They are then eliminated until we get to the final person, and that final person is the winner. However, I also think the person that ends up getting landed on first, I also think that person deserves something. So the person that gets landed on first, you will get your choice of Batgirl hardcover by Gail Simone. This is volume 4. Or Batman by Chip Zdarsky. Batman by Chip Zdarsky, Failsafe. The person who it lands on first. I will give you your choice of those books. All right? So we got prizes for the first person that comes up on the wheel. And the person for... Cyclops says, I was incorrect, Ray. It wasn't George Clooney. It was Rosemary. I might have been incorrect. Damn it. Oh well. Thank you, Cyclops fan. So there you go. But now, guys, we're going to spin the wheel. Let's see who the first person to be eliminated. Who's the first person to be eliminated? Hubba, I know you've been eliminated. It sucks. However, Hubba, you have won either Batgirl by Gail Simone, Volume 4, or Chip Zdarsky, Batman Failsafe, Volume 1. Let me know which one you want. Send me an email, chubbyraycomics@gmail.com. All right, now we're going to continue spinning and eliminating people until we get to the final spin. And that person will win Wonder Woman and Conan, and they'll win whichever of the books our previous winner did not take. Meyer, sorry, Meyer. All right, let's see who else is going to get eliminated here. Thunder. Comics and tortillas. Oh, CNT. Sorry, buddy. That's gonna be Los. Sorry, Los. Sorry, Los. We're keeping it going. El Gazebo. El Gazebo. Sorry, brother. Let's see who's next. Marvel Trucker Chris. Oh, sorry, Chris. Sorry, Chris. Mantle. Sorry, Mantle. Oh, Christina. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. Couldn't happen to a nicer person than Christina. Mr. Negative. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Mr. Neg. Here we go. Who's next? The next person eliminated is Gary D. The Funk's on me. Sorry, Gary. Jeff. Sorry, Jeff. By the way, Galendowski and Next Tuesday have been close to the elimination the last two spins. Carl. That's going to be Carl. Sorry, Carl. Sorry, brother. Oh, Psycho Dan. Sorry, Psycho Dan. Papa John. Papa John. Sorry, buddy. Oh, Next Tuesday. Sorry, Next Tuesday. So both Comics of the Tree is Next Tuesday. They live in the same neighborhood, the same city in California. They're both eliminated. Wes Huygens eliminated. Sorry, brother. Let's see who's next to go. That's going to be Aaron. Sorry, Aaron. Ace 007. Sorry, buddy. Oh, we got Raul. Sorry, Raul. Raul, I'm sorry you don't win shit, buddy. Oh. All right, here we go. That's going to be Squints. Sorry, Squints. Sorry, Squints. I feel bad as I'm drinking out of your coffee cup right now. And you're eliminated while I'm drinking out of it. Sorry, buddy. Thunder. Thunder. Sorry, Thunder. All right, so we got our Spectacular 7. Our Spectacular 7 is left. Galendowski, Big Fetty, Batnessa, Toddy, Sean Rice, Russell Dow, or Jose Morales. Let's see who's finally going to be the winner of this. Oh, Galandowski. Sorry, brother. Batnessa. Sorry, Batnessa. Is that Big Fetty? Big Fetty. Oh. Sorry, Fetty. All right, these are the final four. By the way, the final four, this is what I'm giving to you. You guys are all going to be put, all the final four are going to be put in the red coat. No, I'm sorry. They're all getting put on the red coat Thunderdome for tomorrow. So that's Russell, Sean Rice, Jose Morales, and Todd. Todd Butler. You guys are all put in the red coat Thunderdome. That is for tomorrow night. Let's see who's going to be eliminated next. Russell. Sorry, Russell. Sorry, Russell. Who will be eliminated next? Oh, Todd. Sorry, Todd. Sorry, Todd. All right, the final two. The final two. You are both going to be put into the X-Force Omnibus elimination. You're going to be put into the elimination Rice Krispies Cup of Death. You will be put in there, and that is for next Saturday, the 18th. You guys will both get put into the elimination. Remember, I'll read every name next Friday. Every name will be read next Friday. And then we're going to start. We will draw names and throw them in the garbage. As much as it pains me to do that, I will do that next Saturday. So we'll read the names next Friday, and then we do the drawing on Saturday, okay? And by the way, oh, crap. Oh, man. Hold on, I spilled a bunch, everybody. Hold on. I spilled a bunch of them. Let me pick up all tickets. Sorry. My stupidity. Sorry. It was not a farmer maneuver. How dare you? It was not a farmer remover. It was not a farmer move. It was not a farmer move. How dare you? All right. All right, everybody's back in. Okay, here we go, guys. Final spin. Here's the final spin. Who is going to win? Good luck. Is it going to be Jose? Is it going to be Sean? The winner of Wonder Woman and Conan, the winner of the Wonder Woman and Conan book from DC Comics and Dark Horse, and winner of Batman Failsafe or Batgirl is Sean Rice. Congratulations, Sean. Send me an email, chubbyraycomics@gmail.com. Sean, you are the winner. All right. You win these books. And you are put on the spin for tomorrow night's Thunderdome to win Red Coat Deluxe Edition. And you were put in the X-Force Omnibus Bowl, which we're giving away next week. All right? Giving that away next week. So not bad. Not bad, everybody. Far Center says, Ray, you're going to love every moment of a name being thrown into the trash can. Good. How dare you? Don't you know it breaks my heart? It breaks my heart when I have to throw names in the trash. It really does. It breaks my heart when I put my family into the trash can. But we'll be doing it all next Saturday. Oh, I hate those shows. Oh, I hate when I have to do that. But it'll be next Saturday. Love it. By the way, everybody's congratulating you, Sean. Congratulations, buddy. You deserve it. Sean sent me an email. And who won the first one, guys? Who was the first person that I kicked out? I don't know why I'm already Russ. Was it I forget who it was, but whoever number one was, please let me know so I can get them their book too. All right? You guys, next Tuesday goes, Ray, on your shelf, what's the book next to the Spider-Man Clone Saga omnibus? Okay, hold on. Let me see what you're looking at. Spider-Man Clone Saga. It's going to be right here. I see Spider-Man by Michelini and McFarlane. Spider-Man McFarlane. Spider-Man by Larson and Michelini. Then there's Spider-Man by Michelini and Bagley, Volume 1. Volume 2, Spider-Man versus Venom. What is next? Oh, then there's Spider-Man Clone Saga. Then it's Spider-Man Clone Saga Volume 1. That is the back of Spider-Man Clone Saga right there. Clone Saga number 2, Ben Reilly number 1, Ben Reilly number 2. Then I have JMS 1 and 2 and Brand New Day. So that's what's there next Tuesday. Yep, that's what's there, buddy. Yeah, so that's Ben Reilly. Yeah, Ben Reilly Volume 1 is next to Clone Saga. Yep, that's what I have. So yeah, that's not a spine. That's not a spine. That's the back of the book. Oh, Jackson Hubbard. Thank you, Alan. Hubba. So Hubba won. Hubba, send me an email. Let me know if you want Batgirl or if you want Batman Failsafe. All right. Let me know, and I'll get that off to you. Any more questions, guys? Because it's almost time for me to take a pain pill. By the way, I'm sorry I haven't got new videos up. I have videos that are ready to go. I just haven't recorded them yet. I have where I'm mapping my most wanted DC omnibus is Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes Bronze Age Volume 1. I'm mapping that, and that's going to be an upcoming video. Plus, I have my next upcoming video is my favorite or the best Justice League stories. I have that coming up as well. And I have books that I've read on my post-surgery recovery. I've got all those, and I'm doing a trade paperback Tuesday for next Tuesday. I've got to find time and energy. I've got to find time and energy to record the videos. I thank you guys for not complaining, but I promise I'll get some new videos out as soon as I get more energy. All right. I promise that I will get those out soon, but I thank you guys for joining me tonight. Join me tomorrow night for the Red Coat Deluxe Edition Thunderdome. Thunder, we'll get all the names on. We'll get all the names on tomorrow. All those names will be on tomorrow. All right. By the way, Brady says, would love to see more Dark Horse and Image list. Absolutely. Oh, I'd love to do an image list. The only problem with image list are I'm such a fan of Jeff Johns' Ghost Machine. And I'm such a fan of the Robert Kirkman stuff. Image list would be all Ghost Machine, all Energon, all G.I. Joe, all, it would. But the Tynan stuff could end up, yeah, it could be interesting. Brady, I'll definitely consider doing more of it. Thunder says, good night. Thank you, buddy. Wasabi says, thanks for another fantastic stream. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope you keep healing. Me too, brother. I hope so. I hope the healing speeds up. Because the healing, dude, the healing is going too slow for my taste, to be honest. It really is going too slow. But thank you, Batnessa. Thank you. And thanks my best friends. They really made my day today. They came by and they cheered me up, and I needed it. I wish they wouldn't have embarrassed me so bad, but I really needed it. And it was very nice. It made for a nice and pleasant surprise. And I thank you guys for your sense of humor. Crushing Crisis drop. Oh my God, Crisis dropping by. It was awesome. It was awesome. Thank you, Crushing Crisis. I think you're the best. You know that. I think you're the best, and I'd love for us to get together sometime. I'm very looking forward. You just let me know what's going to work in your schedule. Goomba Guy, thanks, brother. Good night to you. And good night, Chip Crisper. Thanks, everybody. You guys are great. And I will see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Chubbyray Comics next live stream. All right, everybody. I'm going to go eat dinner and take a pain pill. See you later.